making magic. This is the card that I'm going to make today. It's another Christmas card and it's another bauble card, but this time I'm going to work on this centre part to make it just a little bit more pretty for your cards. So the first thing I'm going to do is create the base card, and this is done to the hinged style for cards, and I have done a video on that. So I'm just going to glue these together. So this is my back and my front with the hinge in the middle, and then what I've done is I've cut myself a smaller layer in mirror card and another smaller layer in some more white card, and I've embossed that with the music folder from Crafter's Companion. But I've also done 2 more of the same kind of panels to layer, and they're going to line the inside of the card. So there's my 3 panels all glued. I've added 1 to the front of the card because there's nothing else being wrapped around that. But on the piece that will go on this panel, I've put some ribbon, and that's going to line there. And then the other panel is going to sit along there so that my card is lined, and it's now ready to move on to the next stage. Now, to create the bauble in the next step, I'm using the Heirloom Ornament 2010, and I'm just using the 2 largest pieces. So let's go through the steps that we need. Okay, this is the Quatrefoil pattern from Spellbinders, and from this die and some white card I'm going to cut myself the shape. Then I'm going to glue that shape onto some mirror card so that it's all stuck together, and then from the largest pattern, the largest die in the Heirloom Ornament, I'm going to line that up on the card, and I'm going to cut that shape out completely so that it's all in one bit, and this is what you'll have. And then from some white card I'm going to take the largest die and the next one down, and I'm going to cut myself a frame, and then with some foam pads on the back I'm going to add it to the bauble that we've just cut, and that will be fastened together. Now, once you have this fastened in place, you're going to take a glue pen, and you need to decide which of these you want colouring. You can either go for this pattern, but I'm going for the actual Quatrefoil pattern, and all I'm doing with my glue pen is just filling that with some glue. So I'm just going round the shape, and you can see the glue flooding out. So I'm just going to fill that completely with the glue, and then once I've done that, I'm going to add some glitter to it. But you will of course do all the shapes on the pattern. So add your glitter to the glue that you've put in the shape, and that's what you'll have. And this is one that I've done earlier, and with this one in all the cross sections I've added a small pearl. So from these 2 sets of dies we've created some baubles that can be added to the front of your card. So we're now ready to move on to the next part. Now, from the new alphabet shapes from Spellbinders, I've got font 1 uppercase and lowercase, and I've cut myself the word Noel. But now you need to decide where you want to place everything on that card, and of course your main focus will be the bauble. So decide where it's going, and then you can add everything in place, and this is going to be added with foam pads to raise it up. So with a hot glue gun I'm just going to position these flowers where I want them. So I'm having a large rose there, and then I shall have two smaller roses, two rosebuds coming out of the top, and that will be covered by another small rose, and that's going to sit along there. And I'm going to put two small rosebuds at the bottom under the big rose, and they're going to sit along there. So they've just been pushed into the glue, and then to cover those stems I'm using a smaller rose along the bottom, and then just under there I'm going to add in the bow. So I'm just going to add some glitter to the flowers just to give them a little bit of extra sparkle. So I'm just dotting some glue on, and then all I'm going to do is just sprinkle those with the glitter and tip off the surplus, and then we can just clean it up a little bit with the brush, and I'll give that another clean once that glue's a little more dry. And then in the centre of the bows I'm just going to add in a white pearl just to hide the knot, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the third bow that sits inside the card. Now on the red card I've used some pearls to just fill in the corners, but on this one it needs a little bit more in these spaces alongside the bauble. So I've taken some bling from Want to Scrap and I've cut it down into the pieces that I need, and I'm just going to add this in to fill that gap on the card. And I'm going to glue that in place, but it's self-adhesive, so I'm going to stick that in place, and that will be the card ready to send. So there we have a finished card. It's been lined inside and finished with the bow and the ribbon, and the front has got the Christmas roses on it and the lovely pearly swirls to complete that look.